Well, it is a strike that has rattled Pakistan. Never expected that India would in fact go ahead and deep into its territory to target those terrorists who have been behind the massacre in Pahalgam and who have been masterminding several attacks on the country. Now, in the dead of the night, India had launched one of its most precise and powerful counter-terrorism operations in recent history. This was a retaliation to what happened in Pahalgam. Now, Operation Sindoor, named after the sacred red mark that signifies protection and resolve, was executed with surgical precision by all the three services, that is the Indian Army, Navy as well as the Air Force. Now, between 1:05 a.m. and 1:30 a.m., a span of just 25 minutes, 24 missiles rained down on 9 terror launch pads and training camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Now, these strikes, which were coordinated and followed with extensive ground intelligence and confirmation from various sources, ensured that terrorist infrastructure that is linked with the Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen were pulverized, and it resulted in the elimination of over 100 terrorists, with more than 60 being injured, according to officials' estimates. Now, key locations in this particular strike included Pakistan's several cities as well as those places that are in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Now, what we understand is that some of the areas that have been targeted were Muzaffarabad, Bahawalpur, Bhimber, Rawalkot, Kotli, Chakswari, Jhelum, Neelam Valley and Chakwal. Now, these areas were tracked by a robust Indian intelligence agencies as they try to gain more insights on the terror factories that have been associated with the attacks on India, and also how these terror factories were churning out through indoctrination and with tacit support of Pakistan's military, terrorists who have no other goal other than to create chaos in India. Pakistan's low proxy war was in fact exposed when Pahalgam happened, and it has been an open secret that Pakistan has been harboring several terror infrastructure for its interest in destroying as well as trying to destabilize nations around it. Now, at a special press briefing in New Delhi, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, Wing Commander Vyomika Singh and Colonel Sophia Qureshi, in fact, displayed the much needed evidence when it came to the targeted attack on Pakistan's terror infrastructure. The aim of the attack was to give a precise but at the same time a non-escalatory response to the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack that claimed the lives of 26 tourists, in which one was a Nepali national. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh applauded the armed forces for their accuracy as well as restraint. He said India's choice to spare Pakistani civilians and avoid military targets was demonstration of the sensitivity with strength. Let's in fact listen into what the Defence Minister had to say.
जैसी कि आप सबको जानकारी है कि कल रात हमारी भारतीय सेनाओं ने अपने अद्भुत शौर्य और पराक्रम का परिचय देते हुए एक नया इतिहास रच दिया है। साथियों, भारत की सेना ने सटीकता, सतर्कता और संवेदनशीलता के साथ कार्रवाई की है। हमने जो लक्ष्य तय किए थे उन्हें ठीक समय तय योजना के अनुसार सटीकता से उन्होंने ध्वस्त किया है और किसी भी नागरिक ठिकाने, सिविलियन पॉपुलेशन को जरा भी प्रभावित न होने देने की संवेदनशीलता भी हमारी सेना ने दिखाई है। तो हम कह सकते हैं एक तरीके की सटीकता, सतर्कता और मानवीयता यह हमारी भारत की सेना के जवानों ने दिखाई है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, after chairing a high-level security meeting yesterday, hailed the forces for their unwavering resolve. He also said that there were in fact, discussions that were held in world capitals on what Pakistan was up to. And soon after the meet yesterday, he also met with NSA Ajit Doval and Defence Minister to assess the future threats and what is the situation with regard to national readiness. Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah also chaired a high-level internal security review with the chief ministers of border states yesterday. Shah reiterated India's zero-tolerance policy on terror and instructed states to keep emergency response teams alert, monitor misinformation and also to secure vital infrastructure. Well, as a precautionary measure, there were mock drills that were held yesterday. These mock drills were conducted across Indian border states to prepare civilians for any cross-border contingency. Temporary blackouts were also enforced to sensitive regions to prevent visibility for enemy drones or retaliatory fire. And in the coming hours, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is likely to visit forward posts and review border preparedness firsthand. Now, India's message is quite clear. Terror infrastructure will not be tolerated anymore within Pakistani territory. Now, whether it's across the LoC or deep inside Pakistan. Operation Sindoor is not just a military success, it was in fact declared a strategic success as well. What we see is that a unified response to a decade-old threat has in fact been carried out, and this time the messaging has been quite proper.
Considered and deliberate decision in terms of choice of targets. Nine targets have been chosen, which are all terrorist sites or their infrastructure. The kind of targets chosen and the clarity given on the logic behind in the briefing today morning, it absolutely brings out how much due diligence has been done. No military target was chosen, and all nine have been attacked successfully. Uh, so it shows a very robust response and very strong response to the barbaric act that the terrorist had done at Pahalgam. So it is a apt response. It is something in line with what Honorable Prime Minister had said, that we should give unimaginable punishment to the terrorists and their backers and supporters. So exactly in line with that, this mission has been executed.
We're joined in by Major General Ashwini Sawant, who is also a defense expert. Major General, of course, we have been talking about the targets chosen, how it was a non-escalatory approach, but the fact still remains that we have actually hit the symptom, the disease, that is the Pakistani army still needs to be taught a lesson.
Yeah, Varghese, no doubt about it. See, as far as India is concerned, we are very clear now that in case there is a terror infrastructure in Pakistan, that need to be eliminated. Whether it is in PoK or also in deep inside, maybe in Punjab. So India has already shown that 9 infrastructure bases which were there in Pakistan has been eliminated and completely wiped out. And we are sending a message that in case Pakistan army support terrorism, they basically are the one which are taking care of this terrorist. We will hit them hard. And this message is loud and clear. The way 9 places were selected, these were the terror bases, and the complete terror infrastructure in these bases have been eliminated. The 5 out of them were in PoK, 4 were in Punjab, and this also includes the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Toba at Mudirka, and also of Jaish Mohammed at Bawalpur, and also of Hizbul Mujahideen. So the point today is very clear that India has sent a strong message to Pakistan that in case if you have terrorists on your side and you think you can send it toward us, we will hit you hard where it hurts. And that message is loud and clear. I suppose now Pakistan will understand that the way their complete terror infrastructure has been wiped out of these 9 places by 24 strikes which were conducted by the missile yesterday by the India within a span of about half an hour.
Well, stay with us, Major General. We have, in fact, another reaction that has been coming in, and this was with Atta Hasnain, who is actually explaining the impact of such a strike. Well, Major General, the big question now is this has happened at a time when the infiltration season is what is open now, and now it looks like we have to be more cautiously alert because it is expected that the infiltration bid would be much more stronger this time, and also there would be more effort on the Pak army to push in infiltrators.
Yeah, no doubt about it. See, I have commanded a brigade on line of control in Machar sector where General Hasnan was mentioning. No doubt that Pakistan will try to push maximum terrorists this side. But then the point is that our counter-infiltration grid is very strong and robust. And now once ceasefire is no more there, we will be have a freedom of action to hit them hard. So I suppose that we don't have to worry. We have to be alert and vigilant. Of course, Pakistan will try to pump in as many terrorists possible, but we are absolutely ready for that. Not only that, our counter-infiltration grid is quite robust on the line of control. Our counter-terrorism grid within hinterland is also very strong. And you find that Pakistan is feeling a heat because there are only 40, 50 terrorists which are left in the valley floor and the leadership of Lashkar-e-Toba and Jaisem Mohammed wiped out. Obviously, they will like to send this summer the fresh leadership. So we have to be vigilant, no doubt. But once there is a freedom of action and also there is no ceasefire on the line of control, we will hit them hard. We will hit them hard where it hurts. I still remember those days when Pakistani post used to give a covering fire for the terrorists to infiltrate. We used to eliminate that post altogether. So same approach will be adopted by Indian Army. Indian Army will go very strong on terrorist camps, terrorist launchpad. The complete mind set a chain now. Mindset is very simple. It is not only you hit them on the line of control, now hit them hard inside where there is training areas and also their launch pad. Now this will make sure that Pakistan will try to put them somewhere else, but we will strike them where they will put it. So Pakistan will make sure that this time they will try to send maximum terrorists, but India is well prepared, and not only in Kashmir Valley, but also south of Pir Panjal. My take is that south of Pir Panjal will be more active this time because south of Pir Panjal, Punch, Rajouri is the area where maximum infiltration attempt will be made. And also the IB sector. We should not forget the IB sector is equally vulnerable, where the BSF is there, because that is the area where the national highway is very close to the international border. If the infiltration take place, then they can easily come to Kashmir Valley. So overall, this summer is going to be very active. We have to be vigilant and we have to make sure that the evil design of Pakistan are totally wiped off. But once we are proactive and we will hit them hard, Pakistan will also remember that and Pakistan will also recoil. It is not that it's one-way traffic now. We will also hit them. And once our RT is now pounding their number of areas, as we got the report that whether it is Gurez sector, it is Machal sector, it is Karen sector, Tangdhar sector, Udi, all these places have been activated and we have hit Pakistan Neelam Valley. We have hit KN Pakistan, the brigade headquarters. We have also hit basically, that Muzaffarabad, Kotli, Bimbar, and all these places have been hit by us. So now they don't have any safe places for terrorists. So they will be also very vigilant. But certainly, I do agree with Dana Hasnan. This summer is going to be very hot, and not only in Kashmir Valley, but also south of Pir Panjal, and we have to be very vigilant.
Also, we have this narrative that has been put forward by Pakistan saying that it was a false flag initiative that was carried. My colleague Aditya Raj Kaul, in fact, spoke about it. Let's listen in. Well, Major General, one thing that we have Aditya Raj, in fact, highlighting is that the shift towards soft targets, it is so easy to go ahead with those LoC villages or those, structures that are there along the LoC, which are easy to be targeted. That is to hit civilians. Civilians are the soft targets in this. This itself shows the desperation on the part of the Pak army.
Point is that we have targets toward the POK side because we know where are their training camps, where there are launch pads. We hit them there, which hurts them. So they retaliate toward our civilian target because we don't have anything like this. So the point is they are hitting in the villages, they are hitting in the Gurdwara, they are hitting the places of worship like mandirs. That's what they are doing, and that's how these casualties are taking place. But see, you cannot expect you can say, sensibilities as far as Pakistan is concerned. You have to hit them hard. And I also remember that wherever their RT gun positions were there, they used to keep them in the villages because when used to do a counter mortar drills and we used to hit those gun positions, then the civilian casualty used to take place because the Pakistan army believes in having a human shield. So the point is, Pakistan will resort to firing in time to come. In this summer, Pakistan will target the civilian targets. We have to be alert. We have to make bunkers. We have to educate our, civil population on the border because after 2021, things were very quiet. They have to be again educated and made sure that they get into their bunkers. But we will respond very sternly. The only solution to what Pakistan does is make them pay in the same coin, hit them hard where it hurts, and that is where he will recoil because his economy does not permit him. He has shot on RT ammunition. Hit with your buffers in places where it will make a tremendous psychological impact in Pakistan POK. I suppose that is the only mantra. You thinking that Pakistan will, abide by the rules of the game? He will not. So you have to pay them, and this is my mantra. And the government has already given a freedom of action, whether it is in Kashmir Valley or whether it is south of Pir Punjab. Gurez, Machal, Karen sector, Tangdhar, and also Udi sector, they all have become extremely active now. And we will make sure that Pakistan also bleeds where it hurts. And these places in Kale, you can say Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, Kotli, Jhangat, Dadniar, all these places which are vulnerable where there are Pakistani terrorist camps or their bases or their launch pad. We must target that. And we must make sure that they feel the heat. In case if they do this unprovoked firing, the reply and the response should be very, very harsh. But we have to be very alert this summer. The Pakistan will try to push maximum terrorists, and so our counter infantry grade has to be very, very robust, which is, but we have to, in fact, more vigilant this time. And also, I suspect that the IB sector will also be very, very active this time. Pakistan army will make use of drones to send the weapons and drugs. That is a very, very important thing. They will also evolve other strategy of infiltration in IB sector, whether it is tunnels or whether it will coming through Nepal or Bangladesh. That place is also to be very, very, alert this time. So overall, you will find it that the relationship between India and Pakistan will take a nosedive, and you will find, especially in Jammu and Kashmir, the activities will be much more than this, whether it is on line of control, whether it is on IB sector, and also on hinterland. So your intelligence has to be also geared up this time because you will find it, they will try to do something on Amarnath Yatra because now once, both sides are openly going against each other. So we have to be very alert on Amarnath Yatra. We start from 3rd July, both from the northern route from Baltar and from southern route Pahalgam. So overall, I can say, Varghese, it's a testing time, but India will come with flying colors. We have very strong defense forces. We have very strong army. We will make them pay, and we will make them where it bleeds.
Well, also, stay with this, Major General. One of the things that everyone has been highlighting is the nature of the weapons that were, in fact, used in this operation. And also, one of the biggest things that a weapon that we have, or some even call it the Brahmastra, the BrahMos, is very crucial when it comes to any kind of response if Pakistan decides to escalate the matter. Now, my colleague Nivriti Mohan spoke to former CEO of BrahMos, Dr. Atul Rane, on one of India's formidable weapon systems. Let's listen in.
If the warlike situation between India and Pakistan escalates, then we will have to see which are the most formidable and promising weapons that India has right now that can be used against Pakistan. We may or may not use it, but we must know which are the most capable weapons that India has, and one of that is the BrahMos supersonic missile. And right now, we have with us the former CEO of BrahMos, Mr. Atul Rane, Dr. Atul Rane. So, sir, this is the most promising weapon. Can we say that India has right now?
Well, BrahMos is the best and the fastest missile in the world right now as a cruise missile. No other nation holds a supersonic cruise missile. We have it, and it's there with all our three arms, the Army, Navy and Air Force. And yes, if the armed forces require to, they can use it and they may use it. Let's hope it doesn't escalate, but if it does, there's no corner of our enemies where they can hide.
So recently, because the range was at around 249 or 259, 290 kilometers. Yes, sir. And now it has been tested for 800 kilometers. That means it can cover entire Pakistan?
Yeah, as I said, every corner of Pakistan can be covered with BrahMos without any problem. The ranges I get to learn from people like you, of course, from the press. We don't talk about it. The armed forces are very well aware of how to use this article and how to deploy it, as well as use it for targeting any high-value target.
Can you tell us about BrahMos, sir? What are the features?
It's very well known. BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile. We fly under the radar because we are land hugging. We can go up in case it's required to, that is to higher altitudes. Ranges are pre-programmable, targets are pre-programmable, and we have the capability of waypoints.
Well, Major General Ashwini Savach, one thing that is for sure is that the kind of weaponry that we use is quite far ahead than what Pakistan would have. And at the same time, when we are in fact having that discussion over there about the possible usage of BrahMos, which has become very versatile missile in the Indian Armed Forces. It's now an air launch missile. You have it with the Navy, and even the Army has been successfully conducting test trials, or rather not test trial, integrative trials into its back. So it's going to be quite difficult when it comes to an escalatory approach if Pakistan does take it, because it wouldn't know what hit it.
Absolutely. See, Varghese, what is as on today that BrahMos is the best cruise missile in the world, and it has a range very rightly brought out. We have increased its range to places it can cover complete Pakistan. That's the beauty. Now it has a speed more than 2 to 3 times than the sound. It is a cruise missile, very difficult to detect, and this is the best weapon system available today in the world, and there are a number of countries which want to buy from India. Philippines is one, Indonesia is there, Vietnam is there. So this weapon system in our armory going to make a tremendous impact. We can hit any place in Pakistan, and since it goes nap of the earth flying, very close to the ground, very difficult to be detected by the radar. And second thing is the accuracy is 100%. And third thing is it is also can carry a nuclear weapon. So this is a very versatile missile, which is there, a cruise missile, and this is a game changer. It is a force multiplier. In addition to BrahMos, the target which we have hit in Pakistan, which are 9 of them with missile. Possibly we have used a missile like Scalp in Rafale and also Hammer. So all these Scalp missile also has a range about 600 kilometer, which is air to ground missile, can also cover almost every area of Pakistan. So India has got a lot of weapon system in its armory, and India will respond in a very, you can say, strong measure. And we are doing that, and Pakistan knows it. But we must be prepared for worst case scenario. After what we have done, we have hit their 9 infrastructure bases of terror. They possibly may retaliate, and if they retaliate, we must able to retaliate again, and this time with a much stronger measure than what we did earlier, to teach a Pakistan lesson. So Pakistan, I suppose, can only be taught lesson by hitting them. So you should be prepared in time to come that that the relationship between Pakistan and India will take a nosedive, and you will find activities increasing in Jammu and Kashmir this time. Whether it is a hinterland, especially you find terrorist activities, as well at the same time, Pakistan will try to pump in maximum terrorists from their launch pad and training areas toward India side.